everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing my budget for December. We're going to be looking at some of my Christmas funds and just chatting about December and Christmas fun and what's been going on and just seeing how we are with the budget. So, like we always do, if you're new here, I always like to start my month's budget review with my debt total. So let's just write December first. And my total debt this month is £22,871.84. And that is down from, if I just get November's, it was £23,145.24 at the start of November. So we have crossed the 23 grand line down into the 22,000s. So that is really exciting for me. That's always a little sort of kick to keep you going when you've kind of crossed over into the next 1,000 category. And my target for the end of December, so we've still got another month's debt payment to go yet. My target was 23,000, so we've smashed that already and we've still got another one to go. So I'm really happy with that. I also still owe on my laptop, because I haven't paid anything off since I think September, is £579.99. And if you've been here before, you'll know that this is included in this amount. This is already covers that amount. This is just for me to keep track of it, so I actually pay it off and not just let it be with all the other debt and forget about it. It's just for me, really. That is hopefully going to start coming down in January. We'll see though. So just checking I've got the right details there. It's definitely December. So we've had this month, my wage was £1,066.52, and that is because I had a pay rise. Not much of a pay rise, but I had a pay rise, and the rise after tax, they did take some tax off me. I don't actually earn enough to pay tax, but because I've done the marriage allowance with my husband, I've gone over I will have gone over that amount by the end of March. So they've started taking some money off me. So I'll get that off my husband because, the only reason we do the marriage allowance is because I wasn't earning enough, and he was then able to claim, I think it's like £250 maximum back. But if I'm paying tax when he's already earning way more than I do, then it's like, hang on a minute, no, that's my money. So the pay rise minus the tax, once the tax had been taken, was £136.94. Now this is included in this amount. The reason I've kind of separated it here is because I don't want to use this for my December budget. I will be taking one thing out of it. I will talk about that later, but I want to take as much of this over into January as possible because January is a really expensive month. I've got such a bad stomach pain because I'm sat on the floor doing this. I'm in a really odd position and I've just eaten and it's really painful, but it's fine. I'm sure I'll survive. So I also did some extra hours, I think around 10 hours. So that's included in this as well. And then we will get child benefit of £102.40 this month. And then we will have some side hustle money coming in, but that is going to go straight into my Christmas funds sort of kitty. So we've already had £20 in my bank come in from surveys, and there's a couple more on their way, I'm sure, so I'm going to leave a little bit of a space. Patreon money I withdrew today, and it only took, Patreon took a 75p fee for me to withdraw. Patreon, honestly, they already take, I think it's like 20% of what you earn, and then when you go to withdraw it, it takes another 75p. Like, you've already taken your money, honestly. And then Payoneer, which it transfers to, because it transfers straight to Payoneer instead of into your bank account. So I have to go to another person, pay them to then withdraw it to myself, and that was £150. But we got 159.53, but I had already accounted for £96 of that on the tracker. So 159.53 minus 96 equals 63. So we got an extra 63.53. I'm getting an AdSense payment at the end of December as well, around the 24th. That, I'm not sure what the amount is. The minimum will be £60. I don't know when the cut-off point is for when they stop calculating how much they're going to pay you for that set period. So yeah, it's anywhere between £60 and £80 that will be, but £60 is the absolute minimum. I'll fill that in once it's arrived. Gift money, I'll just put gift, but gift money I'm thinking is going to be around 130. Again, I'm not going to fill it in until I receive my Christmas gift money. So that's, I know I'm getting money off my husband, I know I'm getting money off my father-in-law, and I know I'm getting 2 vouchers off friends. I could potentially get more if my mum and dad send me a bit of money. I don't know, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. December wage, now I'm going to put it here, but actually even if there is anything left over, I'm just going to use that for a buffer for this month, because I just don't think I'm going to need it for December. For Christmas, I mean, I think we're going to have way more. And I had some money left over in November, and that was £20.57, so we've brought that over for Christmas. And one of my son's birthday presents in October was a takeaway voucher, 1 takeaway of his choice. He's 10, so he loved that. And he finally decided to spend it. So we went to McDonald's after school last Thursday. He could have had anything he wanted, but he went for McDonald's. We'd put aside £20, like £10 for me, £10 for my husband in September. So that came out of the September budget, ready to use whenever he wanted to use it. And there was, of my part of it, there was £1.08 left over. So takeaway left over, I'll put take down, is £1.08. And we know that every little bit counts. So £1.08. Now I don't think there's anything else or anywhere coming in for this. I don't think we're going to need it, to be quite honest. So let's now work through the budget. Trains this month, I'm only going to be in work 8 days this month because I work in a school, so we finish on the 18th. The school closes on the 18th, I finish on the 17th. So I've only got 8 days to 8 train journeys. One of them, I've got 1 extra left on my flexi season ticket from November that's already paid for. So 1 is paid for, and we need 7 journeys. I can't get a flexi season ticket because it only lasts 30 days, and I don't go back to school until the 7th of January. So I would lose out on, I think, 1 or maybe 2 journeys. So no, it'd be 1 journey. So my plan instead is to get 3 individual return tickets and a weekly pass, which is slightly cheaper than me getting the flexi, and I'd still lose 1 journey, which is a bummer, but there's no way around it for me. I looked at different ways of doing it, and no matter what I do, I'm going to lose a journey just because of the way school holidays fall and how much time I've got off. So I've worked out the cheapest way I could do it is £61.50, so 3 individual return tickets and then a weekly pass for the 4 journeys that are left. So that's that. Bonus ball money. So at the moment we've got £48 that hasn't been won. That goes up by £8 every week every time someone doesn't win it. So £48 is currently up for winning, and we've got 4 Saturdays this month. So I put £3, £1 for my husband, 1 for me, 1 for my son into it to play every week, and then we've got 5 other people that play as well. Amazon is my son's tablet. Feeling a lot better. Last time I recorded, I had a really bad sore throat. I'd not felt well for days. So much better now, but I'm watching everyone else fall like flies. Is that the saying? I don't know. They're falling. So I hope I don't get ill again. I've had my turn. Thank you very much. I don't want to be ill again. Well, I've been really stressed. The only thing that's actually going quite well is my finances, funnily enough. Like, that's going really well. But life is just, I can't find time to do everything that I need to do. And that's like work. My work list is massive. My home life list is massive. I know it's partly because Christmas is here and we've got so much more to do. But I'm struggling. I know it will probably get done. It always does magically get done, but I'm feeling panicky, but it'll be fine, I'm sure. Mobile is 31.40. Club money is for swimming to pay for January onwards. I'm not quite sure how much it is yet. I've put 44, double it to 88 with my husband's half. I'm not quite sure how much that's going to be. I think that'll be okay. It was going to be more for clubs, and we kind of needed to book my son into wraparound. School clubs finish on the 6th of December, and then there's 2 more weeks to go. Luckily, I only got 1 day in work on the 2nd week, and we needed to cover 2 days on the 3rd week, and on the 2nd week I needed to cover 2 days. And I went to book wraparound and it was fully booked. That has never ever happened before, ever. So my husband's going to have to try and get him. I can't physically finish school earlier. I can't just leave children. It's just not going to happen. So the only other thing is my next door neighbour works at the school, and my son finishes at 3:15. My train gets in at 3:30. So they could walk, like the train station is on their walk back. We live so close to the train station. So I'm sure she would do it, pick him up those 3 days and then meet me at the train station if push comes to shove. But that does save £27 in total and £13.50 for my half of that. So in a financial sense it's great, but in a trying to organise who's going to pick my son up, it's not so great. Netflix, we have the basic package of $4.99, and credit cards, MBNA is £136.08 this month. MBNA 2 is down to 196. That looks like a question mark. That's supposed to say 2 and then little dots. 196.49. Halifax is down to 55.07, and HSBC is at £184.35. This is my only debt here. The credit cards. The savings is for my son, £10 into his savings account. Cat, and that's insurance, that is $15.37 for her. My rabbit's insurance is £44.19. Premiere Pro, which is my editing software, is $21.98. Life insurance for me is $11.39. And Google Play, I say Google Play, it's not Google Play, it's like Google for my storage, to get extra storage for videos, £1.59. I think I normally fit all of this on the first page. I do. Why has this taken so much of my... Oh, normally I would put it across here, and because we've got the Christmas funds there, I've not been able to. That's fine. So I'll just pop it down here because it's only 2 more things. And then we've now started paying for a vet health plan for our cat, and that covers things like flea treatment and checkups and boosters and her nails clipping. and it just worked out slightly cheaper than doing all of that individually. So that's £9.49 per month now for my half of that. I set that up yesterday because I knew we needed flea treatment for her this month, so that will cover that, and that would have been like maybe £9 cheaper doing it this way than having got it out of our own money. And then food this month is £300 because there's 5 Mondays, which is when we do our food shop in the month. My husband gives me this £300, so that's not included in this, and I do try and save £10 a week, so hopefully we'll be able to save £50 out of that. Okay, now we've got things that slightly changed. Well, not really. We've got rabbit bedding. I get her the paper wool bedding. She's an indoor rabbit. So I put £8 down for that. Pet supplies. I'm going to put 12 down. That's for like just cat food, rabbit food, like cat sand litter stuff, litter liners, treats, anything. Obviously my husband also pays some towards it. And then lint roll for December and January. I've already bought that, and that was £36.14. I'm really hoping that covers that's enough to cover those 2 months. I think it is. We've also already spent quite a bit of the pet supplies money. It's fine. I needed to get new hay, I needed to get kibble, and I didn't need to get treats, but I got my rabbit some treats, and my cat needed some new Licky Licks. It's like the yogurty, it's like yogurt, like fish flavoured yogurt or liver flavoured yogurt, and she loves it. And we give her that when I'm putting the flea treatment on her, just to distract her while we're putting that on her. So I've spent £9.20 already. I've done that wrong. I added it up wrong. I thought that seemed quite a lot. Now I've spent £7.71. I must have put an amount in twice. £7.71 has already gone on pet supplies for the month, and we're on the 2nd of December. Great. It's going to be fine. Okay, and now for the fun bit. This is the bit that's, whatever events are going on in a particular month. So, we've got my son's winter fair at school, and I bought 3 raffle tickets at £1 each. So my half of that is £1.50. I won in the summer raffle. I got a facial massage. I was so happy with that. Son, not so much. He's like, after the iPad, there's always an iPad as the first, like the top prize for the summer and the winter raffle. He's always holding out hope that his name will come out. I mean, you never know. You've got to be in it to win it. So the Christmas fair itself, I'm going to put 15 in for me. So £10 will be to cover for, they do a barbecue. So we'll get a burger and like a burger each, and a drink each. So that should hopefully cover a burger and a drink, or a hot dog and a drink. And then £5 is for my son to spend on rides or games, tombola, if he wants to get himself like any little, tat from a stall. My husband will also put a £5 in, and then my son can also put £10 of his own money in. So he'll have £20, a maximum of £20 to spend on whatever he wants to spend, have some fun with his friends. Now, I was booked in. Every year my friend does a meal for 6 of us. She's amazing. It's like a 7-course, amazing, like MasterChef style dinner with a theme. She pairs each course with a different drink. It is so good. It's, like one of my favourite nights, and sadly she's had to cancel. We booked in for the 29th, but she's had some sad family news, and so we cannot do it this year, or at least not until maybe sometime after the new year. But I'm mainly sad for her. So that's not going ahead this year, so I don't have to account for that. New Year's Eve, we don't go out. I hate New Year's Eve. I've never had a good New Year's Eve ever. So what I do is cook a nice dinner. I'll cook a nice steak dinner, and we'll have some fizz and a nice dessert, and then we'll play games with the little one. He stays up. He stayed up till midnight, I think, for the past, I want to say 3 years. He did quite well because he's only 10. So the first year he was really flagging. And in the last couple of years, he's just about managed to get to midnight. So we play like little, parlour games and eat nice food and have silly programmes on the telly. And yeah, it's just cute. So I'm going to put 30 down for that because I want that to cover the steaks, a nice dessert and some Prosecco. I'm not going to go for champagne or anything, just the cheap stuff. And then I want to get a bookcase for my son. I've wanted to get a bookcase for him for probably over a year now. He needs it for his bigger chapter books. He's only got like a canvas one from when he was little, and it's really good for like the flat books, the big picture flat books. But you can hardly fit any of the chapter books like Harry Potter or anything like that. It just doesn't fit any in. So I'm going to get a bookcase for him. I found the perfect bookcase. I looked today. It's even in the Black Friday deal. I thought, great, I'll buy it now. And then none of the stores, it's from Argos, none of the stores anywhere remotely near to where I live. There must have been 12 options of stores. None of them had it in. So I'm hoping that this is an item that they will restock like often. I don't think it's going to be one where it goes and that's it. I think they'll just keep getting it in because it's the perfect size. It needed to be slim, it needed to fit precisely into the corner of his room, and it did all of the above. It was the right colour. I'm so gutted. So I'm going to hold out. I mean, I can have a little look around and see if there's something similar elsewhere. But it might just be because it has been Black Friday and they just need to restock. Who knows? So I'm going to put 30 for the bookcase. It was, the one I wanted is £52. I think it's £4 delivery when it does come in. So that's 56, but it had like 20% off. So we would have been looking at more like 45. So that's sad, but it is what it is, as they say on Love Island. And then we've got buffer. I'm not going to put Christmas amount. I know I filled it in here, but it's not going to go into there. It's going to be the buffer. And then also, it's a good job I had a pay rise, let's say. School decided it was a brilliant idea to change how they normally do things. So when there is clubs being paid for, booked, so the next lot of clubs for my son's school will be January, and they want a whole term full of payment. So I have to pay for January through to April because it's a late Easter this year. So January all the way through to the Easter holidays. Have to pay the whole term, we all do, of clubs. Like in the last school you paid half a term at a time, but they want the whole thing up front. And normally what it would be at the start of that month. So January, that's when you would book and that's when you'd pay. And that is, this is my son's 3rd year in the school. That's how they've always done it. So in my head, January, it was going to be club money. I had an email November the 24th saying clubs will be open on November the 28th and would need paying. I mean, is that me? Is that not them having an absolute laugh? Like, the pay packet for Christmas, and that's when you decide is the best time to ask people for money for 4 months in advance. I'm like fuming. I'm lucky I had that money there because I had a pay rise, but a lot of families will not have had that money there. A lot of families are struggling to even pay for Christmas, and in my son's year of school there are at least 4 sets of twins. So I've had to pay out, so my half of that was £63.50, but with my husband's half, that was £127. And if you do have twins, and that's only me having to pay for 3 days worth of clubs per week. Some families may have to put them in 5 days a week. And if they've got twins, essentially they've got to come up with £300 out of the blue at Christmas. Am I wrong to be fuming? Like, they're insane. Schools just don't have a clue, do they? Absolutely do not have a clue. So luckily I've got my pay rise, and also luckily I get paid for January early. Most companies do that, I think. So we're getting paid on the 20th of December instead of the 28th. So I can just kind of swap it out. The money's there. It just boiled my blood. It really did. So that's where we're at. Let's have a look now. I'm going to calculate it all, and then I'll be back and we can see what we've got left. Okay, so what I did was I took away everything from this side up until New Year's Eve off of this amount, and then I minus 136.94, which will cover the bookcase and the January club money, because this will be swapped out in January, so that's fine. So out of my December wage without the pay rise, I actually have 132.46 left. I don't know how that's even possible. I feel like that's way too much. I feel like I've maybe done something wrong there. I don't know. That seems like a lot, right? I don't need £132.46 buffer. I don't know what's happened there. And then if I don't know how to do this. I should have put the buffer up here. I'm going to put a little asterisk here and then add that up. So that's 93. I don't know why I'm doing that. So we've got 136.94 minus 93.50 equals, so still got 43.44 to take over to January. And actually that's really 43.44 plus 63.50, because I would have accounted for this in my January pay packet. So I actually got 106.94 of my pay rise to take over after buying the bookcase. I don't know, I feel like that is insane. If I've got £132.46 buffer, which I'm blatantly not going to be using, that's amazing. And that is very much needed, because I reckon even if I used £32 of that, I'd have 100 plus like over 100 here, so it's 200 to take over to January. And Christmas money wise, we ended November with £254.71 in the Christmas budget, and now we've got plus £20 from the survey, £63.53 from Patreon, and £20.57 from November, £1.08 from the takeaway, equals, so we've got £359.89. AdSense is going to be at least £60, so £60 plus. Gift money, I think 130, plus I should have another 45 coming from surveys. That's almost £100 more than we need for Christmas. So I could be taking over into January £294, which would be amazing, because A, January's expensive, but B, I'm a little bit annoyed again. I'm always annoyed. So yesterday we went to my father-in-law's house for like a mini Christmas get together with cousins and my husband's brother and sister, their family, and he's got 2 stepsisters, and one of them has just got engaged. Bearing in mind she got married 4 years ago, maybe 5, I want to say 4. So 4 years ago we went to her wedding, obviously paid out to stay over because she doesn't live near us. We paid for travel, stayed over in a hotel, got outfits, gift, all of that as you do. And then 2 years ago she got divorced, and now she got engaged about a week ago to her new man, and their wedding's in March. Like 4 months to suddenly come up with money to, again, we're going to have to travel, again, we're going to have to stay over, again, I've got no clothes, like I've got no nice clothes in my wardrobe. I've got one going out dress, which is not a wedding type dress. It's a black slinky number with the back cut out. Like, that is not wedding appropriate. So I have to get an outfit. I don't have anything other than like jeans and smart trousers for work, but I don't have any, like, nothing. My son has nothing, and this is stuff I don't want to be paying money for. I thought I was going to have, like, February, for once I thought I was going to be able to get my hair cut. I was going to be able to treat my son for half term, and now that money's all going to have to go on somebody else's wedding. I know it sounds horrible, but it's money I don't have. We're not particularly close to his family. It's his stepsister who he didn't grow up with. This is, sort of in adulthood, the family have come together. And it's just money I don't want to spend. I'm annoyed. I'm constantly working. I feel like I'm constantly working for the benefit of everyone else. I never get to have anything nice. It's so frustrating for me. So now I've got to come up with this money that I really wanted to put towards savings challenges for me, to pay off my debt, to put towards my savings, to maybe buy myself something nice. And now it's got to go on someone I barely know. I don't know what to do. Obviously we've got to go, it's family. But my husband's brother and sister and his other stepsister, we were all talking about getting an Airbnb all together, which was actually the one they kind of quickly looked at. I think was £500 for 6 bedrooms. So £500 between, it's like 4 families. Hopefully less than 100 each, like less than 100 per like couple. So I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they do it. I don't know. They've got way more money than us. This is what bothers me. So £500, and we say divide it by 7 adults that are going to pay. But then essentially, like, we've got 1 child. Both his brother and sister both got 2 children. But whether that will matter to them, because they've got money, so they just think everything could be split. I don't know. So say they do it between we might be looking at £71 per adult. £71 that I don't have. I'm not sure. Yeah, £71 I've got to come up with, and then an outfit for myself, an outfit for our son, travel money, drinks money. I mean, I probably just won't drink, to be honest. I'll probably just have, if there's any free alcohol with the dinner. And then the adults talking about going out afterwards and leaving the kids at the Airbnb. So my son is the youngest, he's 10. And then the next cousin up is 11. And then he's got older cousins. So we're talking 15, and then one in his 20s, and the other one in her, she'll be nearly 18 by that point. But I still don't feel that comfortable leaving him with, the 21-year-old is lovely and he's really responsible. It's more, Madeleine McCann vibes. I don't know. I'd probably go back, to be honest. They can all go out. I'll go back with the kids. That saves me money. Don't really care. I don't know. I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. Oh, so yeah. It's so annoying because I'm probably going to be spending, I don't want to spend £200 that could go into savings challenge. I'm fuming. I'm upset. What do I do, guys? What do I do? Oh, it's a toughie. When it's family, it's a toughie. It's not my family. If it was my family, probably make up an excuse and be like, oh, I can't make it for whatever reason. But I can't do that with my husband, so that's not really my place to do that. So we'll just have to see. We'll see how it goes. But that is, my finances are great. I can afford it. It's just I really wanted to start putting a good amount towards my debt and things. But I'm rambling now. So tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm being a bit roll twisted hag that needs to like lighten up and like just enjoy it. I don't know. But that's where we're at, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the rambling at the end. I'll probably be back. I normally do a mid-month review, but I think I'm going to wait till the last week of December when I'll have had the AdSense payment. I'll know how much money I've got from Christmas. So it might just be like a roundup of the month instead of a mid-month review. So the final week of December, see where we're at, see how much I've actually saved. Hopefully won't have gone over my Christmas budget. I can't see why I would. But before then, I am going to record a Christmas video showing you what I've bought, whether I've stuck to my budget so far, and that will be up in the next couple of days. So keep your eye out for that. So that will be the next one, and then the sort of later month review. And then we'll be into the new year, which is really exciting. But I love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy me chuntering on. And I'll see you again soon. See you later. Bye-bye.